A controversial token launch saw the price of a token go from under $1 to over $20, back down to around $5 in just 48 hours. Venice AI is a LLM, or large language model, that is really focusing on privacy. Why is this a big deal? Well, people are realizing that when you use ChatGPT or when you use DeepSeek from China, that those governmental entities and those private companies have access to your sensitive information. And Eric Voorhees, the leader of Venice AI, has set out to solve this problem over a year ago. Now, they launched their token a few days ago and it saw insane price action. I dove in and researched this to find out why, so you don't have to. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about Eric Voorhees. This is somebody that I personally have known since ETH Denver days, back in 2017 when Eric was working on Shapeshift. He's a leader in this space and a pioneer in crypto, an advocate for digital assets. Eric is also somebody that helped identify the Sam Bankman-Fried FTX fiasco before anybody else knew it was going on. So if you think that Eric is launching a coin just to make a quick 10 million bucks or whatever, I think you're mistaken there. Secondly, this token was designed to be a fair launch, and a huge portion of the supply was airdropped to the community from the get-go. Now, Eric is a libertarian. He respects the free markets. And so Eric is very much of the mindset that people can sell if they want to sell. Now, there was a lot of controversy around the internal team selling. And what the team elaborated on today in the Twitter space is that this just isn't the case. Although they are allowed to sell up to 25% of their tokens at launch, there was a 7-day lockup window where they couldn't do this. And we're not yet past that. Eric did state that a lot of the selling may have come from independent contractors that had worked on the project and they were paid in the token. And they're the ones who chose to sell. This is very different and definitely not as bearish as a team dumping their tokens from day one. For independent contractors to do this kind of actually makes sense. And it definitely reflects, once again, that Eric respects the free markets. Now, let's talk about this token's utility, because there's a lot of interesting things that, frankly, I like. One, I love the thesis of privacy-driven AI. As we enter this big tech era of big tech controlling a lot of these large language models, I love the fact that there's one that exists out there that isn't storing your data and that that is an accessible option. I also love that the project is building in the open, and they seem to really be listening to what people want. In fact, Eric said they're just about to launch video because it's one of their most requested features. Also, something that a lot of people didn't catch is that Eric commented that the power that you use, the inference power from staking the token, aka one of the main utilities and value drivers of the token, this is going to be something that they are not going to prevent people from selling to another party. This is actually huge, because for a fund like ours that may be building up a position in this token, we're not going to use this AI inference power, but we would love to sell to somebody that would, because that's an additional economic incentive for us to hold the token. And also, they are definitely a team that's been around a while. You know, they're doxed, meaning they are identified. And as you know, the quality of the team is really, really big for a startup. So look, this isn't financial advice at all. But what we really like about this project is it's really nailing the intersection of AI and crypto, and a use case there specifically around privacy. They're also building lots of API integration capabilities for teams that want to connect to Venice AI. And I think that's really important. If you want to stay up to date for all the exciting things happening in crypto, go to digitalwealthinsider.com and hit that subscribe button.